LAT Racing Oils is invested in winning. With industry-leading at-track support, superior engineering, blending technology, and the World Championships to prove it, LAT is your premier choice for racing lubricants. Used by NHRA Pro Mod champions Jose Gonzalez and Chris Thorne, along with their closest competitors, LAT Racing Oil continues to carry top-level racers to the winner's circle in all categories of competition. From engine oil to transmission fluid and gear oil, LAT has you covered from end to end in your race car. A nationwide dealer network means easy access to our products as well. Visit LATRacingOils.com for more.
Are you looking to upgrade your home decor? Well, check out Anchors Away 3D Printing, this week's sponsor of the Bandit Racing League. Based out of Kansas, they craft necklace holders, custom shelves, and more, as well as doing custom commissions to create whatever you can imagine. Maybe you're in need of a cool multicolored shelving unit to stand out and keep your prized items. Well, Anchors Away has you covered. Check out these pieces and more at their Etsy page linked down below. For those Bandit viewers in need of a cool custom 3D design, check out Anchors Away 3D Printing.
Good evening, everybody, and welcome back to SimTrax Broadcasting. This is Patrick Morrison coming to you live here at Pocono. Awesome track we're going to see here tonight is the Tricky Triangle looking to take on the drivers from the Bandit Racing League here tonight. I appreciate all you guys already joining us out here in the chat as we get these guys ready to go here. Qualifying is just completed. As we came in here on the end of it, do enjoy the sign-in music here by Benjamin Lacey, who will actually be starting on the pole here tonight. That's going to be great for him. I'm sure he's going to be happy. Everybody will be in the rear view mirror here tonight. Do want to give a shout out there to our sponsors here for the night. That Stella, I know you were ready to go here. Talk to me a little bit about Bradley Shin and what his 3D printing company can do.
Well, I'll tell you, looking at their Etsy store, which you can find at etsy.com, Anchors Away 3D, 3 with the number. Stick it all together and it'll come up with their 3D printing store out of Emporia, Kansas. Right now, they've got some great holiday specials, coffins and moons and bats and all kinds of wonderful things for the Halloween holiday. But please check out their store. I'm sure that's constantly changing different items, and see what they have to offer. He's a great sponsor for the Bandit Racing League.
All right, well, speaking of Bandit Racing League, let's take a look at this 2.5 mile track. See what we got lined up here for tonight. 93 laps, 70% fuel limit. Only 3 sets of tires down in pit, so they've got to be extremely careful. To me, I don't think there's enough tires here, Stella. This is going to be very, very close. and let's see if he can come up, if these guys can come up with anything here. The longevity of the way they're going to have to take care of these tires. We're going to see drivers like Brett Guzik, Nick Nickerson out there, just to name a couple of them. I'm sure Marshall Crocker as well are going to be looking to save those tires. But Cody Welch with a dismal qualifying time, he is going to be having a heck of a time fighting back through the pack. Fortunately, there's a faster pair out there because I think he may get banged up out there trying to get onto the track. Speaking of onto the track, our drivers are leaving pit road now, getting ready to get out there in this fixed setup league. Me, of course, your producer, Stella, will be joining alongside me. Nicole Krazel and Bradley Shin will be our race control here for tonight. That is going to be awesome here, as that 65 degrees in the air, good for the motor. I'm glad the track temperature isn't that cold. What do you say we take a look here at our starting lineup here for tonight, as this is going to be an awesome run here. Let's take a look. Here we go with our starting grid. Benjamin Lacey and Mason Flagar, row number 1. John Osborne, Nick Nickerson, row number 2. Moving on to Sean Britt and Curtis Yancey. Yancey looking to have a better race than last time. He had a lot of tempers flared up in that 51 machine, but he'll be sitting in front of Marshall Crocker and Jackson Knock, who sit 7th and 8th. Moving on to Brandon Jackson, who's 9th. Brett Guzik sitting 10th. Now, I know Guzik, he got wrecked out there earlier in the run. Last race, tough run here, as Dawson Guzik out of the chat and back into the race car, the 44 Caterpillar machine. Let's see how he can do, but he'll be starting to the inside of Paul Wilson out there in the big red propane machine. Let's see how he does. Moving on to the rest of the field here. Kevin Foster, there's another big red propane driver, sitting 13th. Ethan Sikorsky sits 14th. Cody Welch, Connor Gibson, Ricky Hart, and Nolan Gross. Now, I noticed during practice, Nolan Gross sliding into the pits. Hopefully he's not having trouble with that turn 3 exit. It catches everybody off guard. Moving on to Eddie Haggy, who starts 19th. Bob Berry, 20th. Moving on to Matt Crockett, Peter Murphy, Carter Phillips, and Bill Harkins. I think Bill Harkins is actually sitting up top being our RC tonight, so I think he's making sure these guys are squared away, ready to go. Stella, here it is. The drivers getting here, lined up for the start of this race. Green flag is out, and away we go.
Yeah, I like it. I see we've got people already shooting inside, trying to find one more low groove that they can move forward with. But Benjamin Lacey and Mason Flagar are having a door-to-door here. I love it. No quick jump getaway for anybody.
Yeah, let me tell you right now, if you saw that speed coming out of turn number 1, Mason Flagar really having to wrangle that car up to stay out in front and trying to hold it down. Not bad there. 72, can't roll it through number 2 as he goes from right now battling for first, and now he's praying he holds inside the top 10. It looks like he is way out of shape. Speaking of out of shape, you see the 00. Jackson Knock looks like he's got Curtis Yancey on these guys banging up, and there goes Brett Guzik. Guzik is going to be slinging into the pits here, and that will not bring out a caution.
Oh, off the racing surface. But boy, did he come in sideways, around and round. He got the full 360 scenic view of pit road.
Yeah. Oddly enough, it's not even calling this as a wreck here. So I definitely want to see if we can take a peek and see this redo of what happens. Here's the contact. Oof, there's a nudge off the wall, and man. Yeah, that was a hard hit.
Yeah. And that's difficult when you're looking at using your fast repair before the second lap.
All right, so Brett Guzik, he's going to be behind the 8 ball here to get this one started. I would say this is a little bit of a bummer. It looks like Kelly out there is rooting on Kevin Foster, who's now moved up to 12th. Dawson Guzik actually on the roll backwards here. The battle for the lead still continues, though. Benjamin Lacey is now going to watch one of his fellow admins out there of Nick Nickerson slide on by. Around he goes to the number 2 Ford. Getting out front, Benjamin Lacey's Ford sits 2nd, and Sean Britt moving quietly up to 3rd. Curtis Yancey holds on to 4th. Jackson Knock is 5th. Paul Wilson moving up double the position. Started 12th, now 6th. And now Mason Flagar sitting in 7th. Moving on to Marshall Crocker, who's lost only 1 position, though. Dropping down to 8th. Brandon Jackson holds on to 9th. And Cody Welch with a 15th place start here is already shuffled up to the top 10. Can he continue that roll here? We'll have to see, as right now Cody Welch does not disappoint. This guy is in every single race, and he is definitely a force to be reckoned with.
Yeah, right now he's sitting at the top of the leaderboard with 5 starts, and all 5 he finished in the top 5, and 2 of those were wins. So he's definitely one to watch tonight.
All right, well, definitely still hanging in there. Cody Welch is watching the battle in front of him between Crocker and Jackson. Right now, those two are already going at it. A little early, I would think, to see these guys kind of battling side by side here, but it doesn't seem to be changing their attitude out there as they continue to push through. Halfway through lap number 4, we still lead out in front with Nickerson, Lacey, and Yancey. Right now, Britt did lose that number 3 spot here as it rolls him on back. Cody Welch is starting to get a decent run here on the 99 of Brandon Jackson as Mason Flagar finally starting to find his groove here, and he is now picking up pace, knocking down his best time between turn 1 and 2 there. So finally coming up with something out there as his best time of the night with a 55.69. Right now, Flagar did start a lot higher, down in the 7th place currently. We finally find our first Toyota sitting just outside the top 10 of Ethan Sikorsky in the 94 Toyota out there. All right, Stella, is there a driver right now you're kind of circling saying what the heck is going on? Because I do.
All right. Well, I have my eye on John Osborne, down 13 places since he started. What is going on?
Yeah, man, boy, you definitely caught that on the nose. I just wanted to see if you had anybody else in mind. Well, John Osborne, he seemed to be out of shape here. Right now, he's not having a good time out there. Right, we've seen him lay down a lot of hot laps, but he has been falling off big time here, especially here at Pocono. But Stella, are we seeing somebody doing a little tire conservation here that's starting to notice, okay, how do I break this race into 3 pieces that make sure I've got enough tires to make it to the end here? I mean, this could be huge, especially if there's a late race caution. Normally our cautions are about 10 to 15 laps out if they get close to the end. After that, they get spread out and not too many issues. But, Stella, it's hard to tell. Every league and all the drivers all have something different and something in common, too, is what are they going to end up coming up with to kind of combat what they're up against. As I move up to Peter Murphy, who's currently moved himself up to the 14th position. As you see, he puts Ricky Hart right behind him, moving Ricky Hart down to 15th. Looks like he's now putting pressure there on Ethan Sikorsky. And finally, it looks like we've got a couple of Toyotas here, other than Brett Guzik, who's a couple laps down, sitting 23rd. Right now, the only other ones are sitting 13th and 14th, and we're looking right at them.
All right. Yeah, we were watching last night in a race where there was one lone Toyota left on the whole field. So come on and change it up a little bit every once in a while.
Well, that's easy to say. That was Martinsville there, Stella. I mean, normally that seems to be a definitely, I wouldn't say a wreck fest, but boy, it definitely collects a lot of drivers out there. So as coming on, look who's coming on now. John Osborne here to the inside of the 94 of Ethan Sikorsky. Interesting angle here he's taking as they're rotating through turn number 3. Man, contact with the wall, and that's why I was kind of leaning to the side with him. I don't know if you guys were. Peter Murphy just kind of pulling out of 3, knocking into the wall. And right now that does give Ricky Hart the opportunity to reel him in here and try to get just a little more. Let's check up on Curtis Yancey. I think Yancey might be under fire here by Sean Britt. Britt's been holding on pretty tight here, sitting right behind him. Take a look at this.
Whoa. Oh. It gets me, I'll tell you. I don't know whether the guy in behind is giving a punch of speed or the one in the front is checking up, but they get together pretty quick.
Yeah, well, things get a little dicey out there when you see drivers scooting back and forth out there and different braking points. Notice how Sean Britt is getting a heck of a run into these turns, but is having a little trouble on turn exit. That's why he's sitting right here at the right quarter panel, or excuse me, the left rear quarter panel here of Curtis Yancey. Yancey might want to make sure his spotter got his eyeballs open, and boy, he's going to watch him slide on by. Yancey going to go up there, doink, little nudge, and keep on pushing through. Let him know, all right, man, you dive bombed in, you got it in front of me, and that's going to be okay for now, but will that hold on? Sean Britt back under fire here. Look how close Yancey gets. Yeah, Sean Britt really sends it into turn 2 here, which is a decent roll-through turn. I would say it's probably the easiest turn on the track. Definitely just a speed and a weight transfer out there, but it does slip up a couple of drivers. Turn number 3 to me is the most difficult. Very flat. You notice how there's almost no banking. So a lot of drivers start riding up the track, which is exactly what we're seeing. So, Stella, a lot of guys starting to really, I wouldn't say get nervous out there, but they seem to really have their hands full of this car, trying to figure out, if that's going to be huge. And I think our first caution is out. Eddie Hagge in the 97 Chevrolet's got some damage.
Oh, yes, he does. He's got a little flapper going on there. Well, at least he dented the front end and not the back end where that beautiful Simtrax logo is.
Oh, man.
Couldn't help it.
Yep. Well, first caution does come out. That is going to help a couple of drivers. Brett Guzik, one of them. He'll be able to get a lucky dog and get around here. And be able to get back out there. So right now that hood is just barely hanging on as you see it kind of flopping in the wind there.
Yeah, but I mean, he's got the wobbles. That whole front end, it looks like a Lay's potato chip ripples.
Yep. All right. Well, that's going to end up bringing us to our first caution here of the night. Whoop! Broke it off.
There it went. Oh, dear.
All right. Well, it looks like cleanup crew will be out there as we bring you our caution replay here, brought to you by LAT Racing Oils. Let's see what happened to Eddie Hagge. Ooh, Nolan Gross off the wall.
What happened to Nolan?
Yep, we'll check here again. I want to see what happened to Nolan Gross. He went slinging off the track here. Yeah, a little nudge, Nolan Gross, and...
Oh, he got a little two-toucher.
Yeah, pretty impressive here. It says he survived this whole wreck, and Eddie Hagge is the one who dealt with the most damage here.
Oh, yeah.
So he did. That was a hard shot to the wall.
Truly.
Yeah, we'll take one more look at it here from Eddie Hagge's area.
Looks like Jay's out there counting hoods tonight.
Yeah, little nudge.
That's a terrible thing to say, too, but I really like the damage model.
Yeah, it is getting much better. It is getting much better. I don't like when it repopulates and goes back on there until you're in pit, which I think right now Eddie Hagge is trying to get in the box here.
Oh.
Yeah, something's up.
Yes. Uh-oh. And that's a lot of smoke.
Yeah. Well, we might have not checked that fast repair here.
No.
So Eddie Hagge in some trouble here.
I'm wondering if he's on fire. I mean, but we do have a full-scale influx into the pits. I mean, everybody.
Yep.
Except Mark Guzik.
Oof. Man, almost a little touch there before they enter the pit boxes. Guys, just so you know, out there during pits, as we see, wow, a lot of...
Yeah, way too far to the left there, my friend in red.
Yeah. I hate to call him out. I think that was Paul Wilson in the 82 Ford out there. It looks like he went through about 4 or 5 pit stalls there. So RC will be on it here. I'm sure they're definitely keeping their eye in the sky. And trust me, it is a lot easier said than done. These guys having to really be able to look everywhere. Between restarts, being able, any kind of black flags out there. I'm sure a driver like Brett Guzik was, threw his hands up in the air and say, hey, what the heck, wave this black flag as I'm coming down pit road at 90, between 140 and 90 miles an hour going backwards into pit. You really can't get the guy for speeding. So some of these guys were fuel and go here, Stella.
But we're now live, I do believe, when we thank High Performance Race Oil for the real world, LAT Racing Oils. You can find them at latracingoils.com.
Alrighty. So up next, Nick Nickerson and Curtis Yancey here will be at it. As we see these guys here live time, getting ready to head across the start-finish line here. Light should go out this time by. Leader will call his restart line that he wishes to take. You see Barney with the yellow flag straight up in the air. Let's go ahead and go to the chat here, Stella, as I notice Jennifer Wonders is out there rooting on Cody. And Cody has now moved up to 9th from his 15th place start. Kevin Foster, that should be pretty good out there for Gunner out there, who's
and
looking
Kelly.
up. Yep, and Kelly out there. So Kevin Foster currently moving up to 10th. Boy, check out his paint scheme. That's looking slick.
Very good.
Yeah, this should be the ultimate towing and recovery on his race machine out there tonight. We'll see if I can get any of that drone footage out there. I have been able to set up a drone footage of following these guys that works out pretty well. Let's see if I can find something as we sit behind Brett Guzik, who's currently chasing.
But back on the lead lap.
Yep, so he is chasing. Notice how the drone does cavitate a little bit once they get a little too close to these race cars, so a little bit of trouble there, but yeah, see as he slows down. All right, so Guzik will now be onto the lead lap. Driver who is not is Eddie Haggy. And Stella, I believe Eddie Haggy is actually taking it back to the garage.
Oh.
And I would say we entered pit road
Without the fast repair.
without the fast repair, and I guarantee it gave him
20 minutes. or
40,
something.
45 minutes of repair.
Oh, no. Yeah.
Boy,
Yeah, that's a long time to wait.
kind of ruins his night, though. I'd hate to see it. Remember, this is not a win and you're in round here. All right, LAT Racing Oils, thank you very much for sponsoring our caution. Let's go ahead and get back to it and get lap number 14 underway here. Marshall Crocker trying to get something going here. We're thinking about swinging 3 wide here as they move into turn number 1. Boy, close racing here so far. Right now, this is Marshall Crocker's view. Right off that left front fender. Look like Welch and Knock were going to go ahead and bash doors there a little bit.
Yep, but so far so good. It
Yeah,
does kind of make
it split
it
3 wide behind him. Notice who's on the outside, Kevin Foster. Boy, there is some great racing out here right now. That does give Marshall Crocker the upper hand here. You notice how he slid around Jackson Knock. And he seems to be in the tailwind here of Cody Welch, who's moved from 9th to 6th. Picking up a bunch of positions here as he still continues to battle with Brandon Jackson. It looks like Jackson Knock is tuned into the broadcast, trying to make something of it, trying to get a little more time on the camera. As you can see him swerving all over the track, making a little more shoving and pushing. And Dawson Guzik right in the middle of this matchup here. John Osborne has shuffled back up to 11th. Kevin Foster holding on to the top 10. So not bad. I think the one to really circle here is our number 7 Ford. Benjamin Lacey here, qualified on the pole. Currently sitting down in the 18th position. So this is huge. Benjamin Lacey having a little trouble out there. I don't know if he ended up with any sort of damage, but 28.3 seconds costs him the entire field here. So he's going to be looking to work his way back up to the front. Nick Nickerson with over a half a second lead over Curtis Yancey. Sean Britt sits 3rd. Paul Wilson is 4th. Looks like RC is going to go ahead and let him go through the pits, through the pit boxes, and Brandon Jackson is going to round out our top 5 as Mason Flagar sticks his finger into the peanut butter here, and Cody Welch sticks right behind him Right now, this is going to be a little mix-up as Brandon Jackson wants to hold on here through turn number 2. Trying to wedge on through. He does. Good transfer, but the outside line's going to hold it, and Flagar can stay off the wall. Oh, yeah! Foster letting Peter Murphy know all about it there. I'm amazed that Xfinity car didn't get bent up giving a shove to the 38 like that, and the 38 gets into Brandon Jackson. Hold on, Brandon Jackson. Osborne hits him.
Oh. We have
those two spin out. Knock, I think, got into the wall.
Little scuff on the front. My heavens.
Let me tell you right there, that is a little shuffle up there. And a little bumping and bruised is Brandon Jackson. I'm hoping it's just his pride that's been hurt here, but that thing looks...
No. Yeah, the back end of that vehicle is wasted.
Yeah. Not too bad, though, I've got to admit, compared to how hard he hit that wall. Seeing, if you want to own your own paint, you can get a hold of evanwallmedia.com.
You might lose that back end here soon.
Well, he's shooting back up to the field.
We have seen drivers. Whoa. We have seen drivers actually. Oh, no.
No, he's not doing anything. I would say the 38 looked like he might have done something and kind of got going on there. So I know a lot of things are going on out there. I know we're starting to get a little wound up. But I know a lot of things are going on, and Brandon Jackson's doing a good job just hanging it in there, not getting too upset, and trying to let this race go on through. All right. Well, right now it does look like Brandon Jackson calms down. And I know, I would say he probably told him which page in the book he enjoyed him on. And as he pulled up right next to his driver window there.
Yeah, maybe giving him a little signals.
Yes. As we take a look here. Ooh, little nudge to the grass, and that's what ended up doing it. Nudge to the grass gave him enough speed, but notice how the 38 just drives off of this.
Well,
like nothing happened.
Took a little wall rub there.
Yeah, let's kind of keep our gaze here on Brandon Jackson. I don't like our positioning here. It does give him a little nudge. Might try to get a little closer out there. I think John Osborne, a little insult to injury. Naka was off the wall.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. 38 of Peter Murphy definitely made contact. But, it was, I would call it a racing incident. Just because he's coming back up. And I think he's right now, pulling his his pants back out of his butt after hitting that grass. And, just ticks the edge. Oh, man. Osborne. Yep. And 44 even takes a licking.
Yeah. As the 44 out there of Dawson Guzik. And notice
Knock
up toward the top.
Tim.
That is Clink. Fortunately, Jackson Knock actually hit the safer barrier part, not the concrete.
Excellent.
So his car is probably all right.
Thank you in 2004 for them putting that in.
Alrighty, driver still down pit road, John Osborne, as he is working his way out currently. Carter Phillips.
Whee! Oh, Beefeater London. Outstanding. The outfits they wear, I would venture to say, are second only to the Swiss Guard at the Vatican for pomp and circumstance.
Yeah, what happened here? Why'd Carter Phillips go to the back? Oh,
All About Barrels Award.
changed his mind.
And Toad. Oof. Well, that will put him in 22nd for the moment.
Oh my gosh. So now that's the update on the number 30 machine. Kind of clipping the barrels there. Good thing he's got a 5-point harness on.
Might have needed a 10.
And there's
Peter
only so much
Murphy,
the
though.
neck can handle.
Yeah, Peter Murphy, new to the league. Let's take a gander at that paint job.
On who was it?
Peter Murphy, 38.
Alrighty.
Oh,
Yeah,
almost
we'll get it
time.
here in just a second as we
Yep.
are getting back under green.
Absolutely.
Check out that restart there by Nick Nickerson.
Oh,
Excellent
outside
job.
line with Curtis Yancey. Everybody behind that line is fuming.
Yep. Now Yancey does drop down. He was able to shift down to that lower line. Seemed to be that was his goal, is getting down to the bottom.
Yeah, but he took out all the people behind him by 3 places
Well.
before they made turn 1.
Well, of course, always talk of every single race. Do you see who's poking out front now? That's the 85 machine of Cody Welch coming back alive. 12 positions gained here on the night. Makes the clear here on Curtis Yancey. Not bad.
Nice.
Look at that dive into 2. Good Lord. Good push here as they rotate through. Coming on through on 3. And, oof. Boy, good squeeze there. You see Kevin Foster looked a little out of shape. And right now, I've got to say, his Big Red Propane buddies here are sitting all around him. Paul Wilson in front. Kevin Foster squeezed into the center. He's got Ricky Hart behind him. And leading the race is Nick Nickerson. So, wow-wee. You want to talk about GFR Racing coming alive here, making it happen. GFR Racing also consisting out there of Sean Britt. Britt is currently holding that number 2 spot. Stella, I don't know if these guys just hang out as friends or whatnot, but this is, right now, most of our big names who are up front here are all hanging out on the same team and looking to kind of get something going and making it work for them. You know what I mean? They're not holding much back. They're really making it work.
Yeah, well, I think almost all these races, when they have that capability of speaking amongst each other, they can coordinate so much. The guy who is the fuel calculator can say, hey, hold off, let's get another 2 laps. The one that knows how to conserve the tires, you watch him, follow his line. I'm looking at 8 of these fellas are all sitting in the GFR lounge and able to talk to one another. Very handy.
3/4 of that team is sitting currently in the top 10. So we said, and as you were talking about 8, right now we are taking a look and a ride on top here with Kevin Foster that's in the number 8. He has now fought himself up to the number 5 spot. Not bad. Paul Wilson and Ricky Hart will now be shuffling in behind him, seeing if they can help him out and try to get that entire team up to the front of their daggone near matching paint schemes out there. One of them's the original. I know another one's got to be a negative.
Okay.
Shoot here to the inside. Negative is an offset, opposite of.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
All right, Stella. Only one retirement here for the night, and that was Eddie Haggy. Driver that needed a good points night. Pocono was not going to be it for him. To
And
the
Carter
inside.
Phillips is only 1 down. I mean, 1 caution and he's back on the lead lap.
Yes. Yes,
So
but he
that's
is
not
unfortunately down the most precious thing, and that is his faster pair.
Ah. Okay.
So
Yeah.
I know out there in the chat, taking a look at Jay out there, he says Water Barrels 1, Carter Phillips was 0.
Yeah.
Well, if it was a choose cone car, we'd have more people tangled up here. But Stella, look at this 2, 3
Woo!
wide, almost 4 coming into the turn here. Bad
Oh.
time for Jackson Knock to be blinking here.
Yes, it is.
All right, what do you say we hang around where Jackson Knock is? See if I can find something where we're floating a little higher. Good Lord. I didn't ask for the satellite view. Oh!
Oh, man.
Stella, we're going to get plenty of that paint scheme you wanted to
I
see.
was going to say before it's all wrecked up. Oh, my heaven.
Nolan
Gross
Gross looks like he let Jesus take the wheel there. Drove it right into him.
Wow.
Ouch.
All right. Well,
I take it this is not the paint scheme you wish to see.
no. But yes, just not quite in that condition. But yeah, we failed to mention we got let's see, Devin Navarre is out here rooting on at least one of the Guzicks, and Nick Van Heerden is cheering on Marshall Crocker. He thinks his win's gonna come tonight.
Yeah, I'm liking the chat here tonight. Much friendlier than we've had before. Kelly is super happy to see Kevin Foster slicing up to the front. He still holds on to 5th, but we'll see if they decide to come down in the pit here during our caution. Let's go ahead and check in on Peter Murphy, who's unfortunately looks like he's going to be hanging out in pit here for a little bit. Did have to tow.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that car was...
Did not get to do his fast repair, but
no, he was kind of wrecked to pieces there.
Okay.
Yep, so there's another Toyota. Looks like he might be down for the count.
Bites the dust.
Yep, but we'll see how it goes. And Bill Harkins is out there saying Peter Murphy's actually been with this league for a bunch of years.
Oh, okay. Well, I
So-
didn't even see him up in the Sim Racer Hub with any points.
No, he may
Actually,
be
you know-
finally returning. And maybe having to shake a little bit of the rust off here tonight. I think that hit to the wall definitely knocked it off. If he was a 1970s Ford F-150, we'd definitely know. He'd blow to
Oh,
bits.
Redmond 62 out there, I have to agree with, says, you know it's a good paint when it still looks good damaged.
Three drivers decide to stay out. Curtis Yancey, Mason Flagar, and Benjamin Lacey. Lacey and Flagar came in on lap 17. That does give them about 8 laps out there on these tires and fuel. Expect to see them probably come in and splash and go. Look like those two had taken 4 tires. Curtis Yancey has only been in once on lap 11 for fuel only and back out. Oh, I don't know how much longer he's really going to want to hang out there.
Well, this definitely looks like the pit stop they've chosen for that first set of tires.
Yeah, I don't blame him. There we go. Looks like we're all fixed.
Excellent.
Snap of the fingers there. Get some tires on this car for Peter Murphy out there in the 38 Toyota. And hopefully he'll be able to get back out there. What do you say we take a look at what causes our caution here? Oh. Ouch. All right, let's try to...
Why did Dawson blink away? Oh, there was some strange cut-ins on this on
look
this
at
turn.
Notice how the 72, his angle, slicing down to the bottom, trying to stay behind Jackson. But it looks like it loosens him up, and we've got netcode sitting right behind. It's saying there's contact right here with Dawson Guzik. And we can see the gap from here.
Yeah.
And it already starts turning him. All right, let's get another angle here. Maybe where Dawson Guzik is. That might be pretty perfect. Definitely want to know if he makes contact. Yeah, but it does look like the 38 is rotating up.
Yeah.
Boy, he hits that wall so hard he comes down.
Now I see why he towed in. Yeah, that's
Yeah,
no,
when you see the
Dawson
black
Gusick.
smoke
Yeah,
in the
but
trail of the white smoke. But look at the right front tire of the 38. He's gone.
yeah, I did not think that Dawson Gusick had had that much damage, but when I saw him hit the wall just now, it's most assuredly nice. Oh, yep, that was definitely a good time for Nolan Gross to be going go low, go low.
Boy, oh
Should
boy,
have-
oh boy.
He's been in the pit now for a little over 4 minutes.
Nolan Gross, yes.
Yeah. So that's going to put him at least 2 laps down, depending on when he can come back out.
All right, our front 3 drivers still opt not to come in the pit. Curtis Yancey looks like he might be really rolling the dice here, assuming there's going to be another caution sooner than later. Thank you again, LAT Racing Oils. As you have been used 3 times here tonight as our 3rd caution wraps up. Let's get this one back underway. Lap number 28. Here we go. Live and into turn number 1. Cody Welch currently sitting 5th. Looking for Kevin Foster. He's sitting 7th. Right now, bottom line, he's pretty happy about that. As Welch is getting loose. Well, Welch with 4 tires there. I don't think he expected that. Oh, hold on.
Oh, man.
Yeah. Well, right now, I would say if there's a guy who's going to get a little bit loose or out of control, the 85 will be able to bring it back. Foster off the wall there. I thought he was going to come down and greet the 85
so
too.
Well, it's like, okay, he's got bumps in the back. Let's give him a few bumps in the side, I guess. Make his paint look all even. My heavens. Why is Foster coming off the wall quite so much there? Is it just the tires?
It's a new set of tires, and I don't think these things are gripped up and ready to go just yet.
Well, they better get ready because we're under green flag.
Yeah.
I mean...
Well, 2 to 3 laps, these things should really start seating in. I'm just thinking it's not meshing up with the track as nice as they would have hoped. So they are having a heck of a time. So Cody Welch sitting in 6th. It looked like he may have had a chance to really fight to get to the front. But speaking of fighting to get to the front, notice our guys in the front aren't really able to really squeeze away as our battle for the lead comes to a conclusion. Curtis Yancey. Looks like he's going to give it up there to Mason Flagar. Flagar now up to number 1. Nick Nickerson battling for the number 2 spot.
There you go.
And look who in the back is going ahead and bashing each other up. Curtis Yancey caught in the middle.
My heavens, I hate it when they're the meat in a sandwich.
There it is. Got a little drone footage here from the back. As we take a look at Curtis Yancey. Notice how much these guys are moving.
Wow, he just sent that in there, and he's not clear.
Look at that. Sean Britt, excellent job there. Notice how he was firm as a house. Oh my gosh.
Not yet, though. Wow.
Let me tell you right now.
Fantastic
Sean Britt
save.
is going to be in his ear on that one.
My goodness. Well, I don't know what it was as far as Sean coming down and kind of give him a little, hey, I'm going to get real close to you and see if you'll give me the spot. But then he came back and says, this is what happens when you get that close to me.
Look at this.
They are driving.
Sean Britt around the outside here, looking to get back to the front, and Yancey is behind him yet again. Britt looking to continue his roll back to the front, and he knows he belongs there. He's been here most of the night. Yancey, bad turn here, now to the outside. 31 of Connor Gibson is now going to be stuck in the middle. Hart is there. Still looking at Brandon Jackson. Holy cow. Stella, let me tell you right now, Curtis Yancey can't get a momentum forward if somebody was pulling him. Right now, something's going on with that 51 Chevrolet out there. He's not happy about it. And they're trying to see what is going on with that race car as he's talking down to the crew chief. Remember, he has not taken tires all race. Lap 31 is underway, now complete, and now picking up pace. Look who's joining back in the fight here.
Yep, number 38.
Yep, as the 38 of Peter Murphy has got to get around Dawson Guzik, who you see there in the 44. Quick little brake check there as Dawson Guzik tries to change his line. Doesn't seem to work for him, but Peter Murphy does have to pass the 44 to get the lucky dog position. So we'll see how all that hangs out. Let's move up to Benjamin Lacey. Lacey right now is hanging on for fourth as Nick Nickerson there on the outside looking to take it away from him. Lacey now holding on to fifth. Now remember, Benjamin Lacey has not had tires since lap 17.
Ah, that's why Sean Britt's giving him a little chrome horn music there from behind. He's coming up on him so fast, like he's standing still. Made him a little loose there for a moment.
Yeah, Jay out there in the chat, he's even getting nervous about this race as these guys are bumping and banging all over the place. Jackson Knock is blinking out. RC's got their eyeballs on him. And notice how the number 5 out there of Sean Britt. Trouble seems to find him as well, just as much as Kevin Foster last season. Fortunately, honestly, Stella, Kevin Foster's been doing a great job. Hasn't been getting in even a quarter of the trouble he was last year, especially at the beginning of the season. But I digress. But we moved to Sean Britt, who ended up in a boatload of accidents last year, and you'd almost see why. It doesn't seem like very aggressive driving by Sean Britt, but man, he is just in these situations and having to recover. I would say if we were in the 87s, this would be tough. Next gens might be even harder as the way the race car snaps and these cars go up and slam into the wall out there. So going to be pretty tough as we see a driver swinging to the outside. Up front, that should be Kevin Foster, who's now currently sitting third.
Yeah, well, Sean Britt's been on the podium in third the past 2 weeks. So, these Xfinity cars are not treating him badly.
Yep, right now. Here we go. Kelly out there pretty happy about what Kevin Foster's doing. He had second there for one turn. Cody Welch goes ahead and lets him on through. I think Welch realizes, all right, now's my time. I got a lead.
Yeah, but Nick Nickerson is coming up right behind him.
Yep. He might have him here. Right now, Welch is going to try to hold on very close to see if he can use a little bit of that door draft here so he doesn't get away. There it is. It's going to work. 1, 2, 3. Away he goes. Cody Welch is now out front. Full clear here. Mason Flagar blocks down on that paint to keep that roll from Nick Nickerson and Kevin Foster. Flagar, the last of the holdouts here. Another driver came, 4 tires and fuel. On lap number 17, he's now paying for it. He's dropping down to third.
Yep. Yeah, and Yancey's still going, but he is almost a second slower than these guys up front.
Yep. Now it looks like as the drivers keep going down and down and down and having trouble here tonight, checking out there in the chat and confirming out there in the race, Brett Guzik in the 04 Toyota has taken it back to the garage. So 3 retirees now. Lap number 10, Eddie Hagge. Lap number 24, Nolan Gross. And number 32, lap number 32, that is Brett Guzik. Right now, Dawson Guzik is teetering on the edge. He is sitting right now 20th. He's going to need to get past Carter Phillips out there and Peter Murphy to get the lucky dog position. Still, we got a couple of guys out here fighting, though. Marshall Crocker, one of them. As these guys are riding on the ragged edge. You see them slinging out of these turns.
Yeah, I'm not sure they're going to have any sidewalls left to their vehicles by the time this race is over.
Yeah, still hanging in there. We are sitting along with Marshall Crocker here. Look at that face. What a unit.
Okay. Who is that going wild back there? Yes. Okay.
Yeah, right now Mason Flagar is trying to come up with something and grabbing every little bit of track left that he can. It looks like the number 72 Chevrolet is going to park in front of Benjamin Lacey's Ford. Both of them came in on 17, but it looks like Lacey might have saved just a little more here as Flagar is now going to be on the march back.
Zoom. Yep.
Yeah, Mama Goo's out there, not happy about Brett having to retire tonight. Must be more than once he's had some trouble out of his race car and the field. So that's okay. Things happen. I mean, heck, look, Kevin Foster, look how far that guy made it. And there wasn't a race, I think, in the first 10 races that he wasn't smashed to pieces.
Truly. So, but yeah, how does that go? If it weren't for bad luck, I'd have no luck at all.
Yep, but no singing. All right, stick with
Thank
it here. Kevin Foster leading this little bunch here. Marshall Crocker sitting right behind him. Jackson Knock to the rear. And our two drivers who are out front, Cody Welch and Nick Nickerson. But Welch, good Lord.
Got him almost by a second.
Yeah, somebody might want to add weight to that car.
No handicapping in stock cars. Only racehorses.
Oh, no, it can be done. You can add weight to the car out there if the guy is unreasonably fast.
Really?
Yes. Yeah, there's actually lead weights. So if a guy goes out there and he is pulling too fast, they will actually slow him down.
Well, why don't we just iRock everything then and put them all in the same cars if you're going to do that?
Yeah, technically a stock car is supposed to be a stock car, correct?
Yeah, but...
Don't Robert Duvall me and tell me a stock car ain't a stock car. Yeah, here we go. All right, let's rotate back. 72. Look at Brandon Jackson coming back from the lap 16 caution. Fighting for 8th here, and he might have it. Yes, he does. Flagar to the outside.
Way outside.
Well, doesn't want to get involved in what Paul Wilson's got going on there on the bottom. Oh, but Paul Wilson, what does he do? Get himself involved. But look who decides to kick in and help is Ricky Hart. 4 wide. Good Lord.
Impressive.
4 wide here.
They did that just for the shot, you know, for the thumbnail later.
Yeah, 9, 10, 11, and 12. Decided to sling it 4 wide. It can happen.
Oh no, not the power outage. That's what caused it for Brett tonight.
Ah. Alrighty, Stella, we're getting a good chunk of green flag laps here. Last caution we had was around lap 24. Looks like we're doing pretty well here so far. Finally getting a little bit of racing out here. Guys spreading apart, picking and choosing their lines. So I guess drivers like Yancey aren't too happy about this. Is Yancey...
Yeah, they're hoping for a caution in the worst way.
Well, Yancey did have to come down in the pit on lap 39. I don't know if you noticed that, but he came down for tires and fuel.
Oh, no, I didn't, the sneaky little bugger.
Yeah, he is praying he doesn't go a lap down here. Currently 51 seconds off pace.
Ooh. These guys are only running like 55s.
Right, so right now, Curtis Yancey getting nervous. As we sit on his car now, looking backwards. First car you see.
Oh, yep. Happy Cody Welsh. So if we're all spread out and everybody's behaving themselves and we're not having too much wild action, we should cut for commercial, couldn't we?
I agree. We should do that. All right, ladies and gentlemen, hold on just a moment, and we are going to go ahead and cut away here a little bit, try to see what our sponsors have to allow, and we'll be right back.
Is invested in winning with industry-leading at-track support, superior engineering, blending technology, and the World Championships to prove it. LAT is your premier choice for racing lubricants. Used by NHRA Pro Mod champions Jose Gonzalez and Chris Thorne, along with their closest competitors, LAT Racing Oil continues to carry top-level racers to the winner's circle in all categories of competition. From engine oil to transmission fluid and gear oil, LAT has you covered from end to end in your race car. A nationwide dealer network means easy access to our products as well. Visit LATRacingOils.com for more.
Are you looking to upgrade your home decor? Well, check out Anchors Away 3D Printing, this week's sponsor of the Bandit Racing League. Based out of Kansas, they craft necklace holders, custom shelves, and more, as well as doing custom commissions to create whatever you can imagine. Maybe you're in need of a cool multicolored shelving unit to stand out and keep your prized items. Well, Anchors Away has you covered. Check out these pieces and more at their Etsy page linked down below. For those Bandit viewers in need of a cool custom 3D design, check out Anchors Away 3D Printing.
Alrighty, thank you everybody for hanging out with our sponsors. Stella, talk to me a little bit about FMR Performance out there in Apex Racing. What can these guys do for me?
Well, Fred Mott Racing, which is FMR Performance, has aftermarket products for your everyday hot rod. So you can look for them on Facebook and eBay under Fred Mott Racing. And did you want to know about Apex?
See.
Okay. Well, because Apex delivers sim racing components from all the major brands. And if you purchase from them, please use the code BANDIT on all the products that you buy, and the league receives a percentage of that sale, which is very nice. And anything that comes into the league from them, goes right back into the league. So find them at apexsimracing.com.
Excellent. Definitely do like people donating out there to the league. Guys, if you are considering coming out here and representing the league or going out there and sponsoring one of these races out here, there is no better time. Get a hold of Bill Harkins out there or one of the admins here. You're able to go out there to the BanditRacingLeague.com, or you can go to their Facebook page, grab a hold of them.
So they can sponsor a race like Simtrax is doing next week at Charlotte?
Yes. Yep, they can do it. They can do a race. Heck, you can even do a car. Kevin Foster's out there. He is represented by the Ultimate Towing and Recovery team on his race car. That is not just not just a slapped paint there. He is actually sponsored by that.
Very cool.
Yeah, no kidding. And I'll tell you what, Stella, that is originally how I got here, looking for a sponsor.
Little did you know you'd never sit in the racing seat again.
Yep, that's all right. We're still having fun up here in the booth as Paul Wilson is working his way on down.
Yep. Simtrax runs right now, what? Tuesdays, Wednesdays, Thursdays, and I think you have Saturday off finally?
Yes.
All right. Oh, yeah. So you can always check on past races, what's coming up, going to simtraxbroadcasting.com.
Oh, yeah, and that way we can look at all the past races, especially all the fancy ones, all the ones with the big wrecks or anything like that, or even your favorite driver. You're able to narrow down and figure out where they are. So don't forget that if they like it, I say when you like the video, that's where you can save it. But if you subscribe, that's how you can come over here and chat with me. All right, Stella, what do you say we give a run through the field here? Right now, Cody Welch is currently sitting in the lead. Nick Nickerson is our second spot. Right now, his Ford is up to second. Marshall Crocker moves to third. Moving on, Jackson Knock is our fourth place driver currently, but it looks like Kevin Foster is going to battle him here as he was sitting fifth. Not happy with it. Foster now up to fourth as he gets just about a fender in there. Bad turn. He touches the paint. Foster having to dial back to fifth here. Brandon Jackson looking to attack as the number 99 Ford slides past Foster, and he takes over fifth. Might try to go for 2 for 1 here, but try to stay modest and go ahead and just take one at a time there. Brandon Jackson now for fifth, and Foster now drops down to the sixth spot. Moving back to the seventh area where Sean Britt is having a tough time here. He did pit and take tires the same time everybody else did back on lap 25. I think he just got a little hot and heavy out there trying to get really up to the front as we've broken past the halfway point of this race. Moving on to John Osborne, who's now 8th. Ricky Hart Jr., our 9th place driver in the Big Red Propane Machine. Connor Gibson sliding here to the outside of Ethan Sikorsky's number 94 Toyota. So that Chevrolet gets out front. He makes it. And Connor Gibson secures 10th. Ethan Sikorsky now 11th. Bob Berry sitting down in 12th. And one of the drivers out there, Matt Crockett. Matt Crockett in the 15 Ford looking to still battle up to the front as the Liquid Death Machine still charging there. Remember, he is, sitting 13th. But he is going to be figuring out where he goes after this next pit stop as we are back under caution.
Jackson Knock.
All right, we'll take a peek and see what happened to Jackson Knock. Curtis Yancey sits 14th. Benjamin Lacey 15th. Mason Flagar drops all the way down to the 16th spot. Right now, I think checking my ticker here and timing, I believe Dawson Guzik may be our waiver round. I think he's our lucky dog out there.
Okay, because he came down into the pits and Carter Phillips passed him, so I would bet on Carter Phillips having the lucky dog.
Okay, we'll definitely hold our breath on that. I see he came in on lap 25. Dawson Guzik came in on 47, so we'll definitely see how all that plays out. Jackson Knock, I'm sure if his caution went as bad as you say it is, it may have ended up in some trouble here. Let's see if the 99 machine gets collected. Oh, net code. Yep, and that's motor.
Oh, he is so lucky he has a fast repair. That would be the end of his night.
Yeah, Stella, I would say the damage model looking pretty good here for the Xfinity cars.
Yeah, that whole left bumper is mushed. But yes, that's a much better set of smoke if that's what you mean. That little black,
I just mean
light.
damage here. Bam.
Yes.
I mean, we know we've taken out the right front and the radiator here. And right there, everything looks A-okay. Notice how it's starting to get that black gray? That's the motor. He's done.
Yep. All right, so got a little wholesale pit action down there. Looks like almost everybody but our top 3 and our guys that are a couple laps down.
Yep.
Ooh.
Yeah, that was a race off pit road there. Looks like Marshall Crocker was able to beat out Brandon Jackson and Sean Britt.
Okay.
So Benjamin Lacey came in on 45, Wilson on 46, Jackson Knock, you saw him spinning out there on lap number 49. Everybody else coming in on lap number 50. I would say it's probably close enough that we're not going to see the front three come in and pit. Jackson Knock immediately after the hit had brought out the caution and entered pit road. Still, I gotta admit, I would be very surprised seeing him entering the closed pit if he does not get an EOL here.
Oh.
And it looks like it. So far, knocked down to 6th. As Nickerson gets on around him, I think Welch is going to go ahead and pass. So Knock may be starting from the back of the field here, and that's not iRacing. Or, excuse me, that's not RC, that's going to be iRacing. That sends him to the back of the field here.
Okay. Because he went into the pits when it's closed. All right. Yeah, Jay's out there telling me never say never as far as you not being behind the wheel. And I agree with that. We've got to get you back in the seat, back in the rig.
Yeah, we'll definitely get there.
See you on the track having fun.
I know, there are a lot of trophies out there I'd like to see if I could compete for out there.
Cool.
A lot of good-looking ones that are possible at obtaining. If I was
And
worth
a lot
it,
of cool
if I
paint.
was worth anything behind the wheel.
Ah.
Last time I won a race was at Irwindale.
Who? Sorry.
Figure 8 track. I was able to beat that one out.
Oh, okay. All right, Connor Gibson looks like he is a late last minute joiner to the pits. Took a bit of an extended stay down there, 21.5 seconds. So might have had a little bit of damage to clean up
Ricky
with
Hart
his
as
4
well.
tires.
Yeah, I was going to say, don't forget to mention Ricky Hart. He was down there for 1:45.
Ouch.
That is a pretty slick paint, though.
It is. Let's see, I could say something, but I could say it reminds me of the Mystery Machine.
No.
Well, it has those colors. I love it, though. I mean, it's so retro.
All right, how about a color we all love? Green. Let's get back to it. Green flag racing here. 40 laps left to go in this bout. Curtis Yancey now back up to 5th. So far, this should be a pretty good run here for Yancey. He was shuffling back there, but looks like he's now back on cycle with everybody else. Nickerson under fire here.
Sure
He can't rotate up the track the way he wants to here. And he's going to be in some trouble. Driver's already up over 160 miles an hour in game. Right now, Lacey has the lead from Paul Wilson. Nick Nickerson sits 3rd. Cody Welch is 3rd. Cody Welch is now 4th, and Mason Flagar holds on to the 5th spot.
Yeah, it was a pretty rough tag back there to the wall.
Yeah, Safer Barrier getting a lot of work here tonight.
It is.
So they make a lot of things happen out here on the track. Right now, Jay out there laughing at what's going on there on the track. Right now, Sean Britt holding on to the top 10. Jackson Knock after the EOL. Currently sitting in 11th. Look at him come alive here.
Not bad.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on with Curtis Yancey. He is marching back. And now he'll be under fire by John Osborne and Bob Barry here in the moment. We'll go ahead and, you know what, we'll stay on this battle here. I think something's up. Right now, Yancey, I'm hoping he's not going to end up in some trouble. He's aiming for 3 wide. Bob Barry backs out of it, though.
Yeah, he was getting a little too pinched there, and it wasn't going his line. So my bit of honey.
Well, Stella, I would want to question Bob Barry. He doesn't take a lot of chances out there. He does sit back, kind of let the race come to him. Sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. But Bob Barry does not take. If he feels like he's in a bad spot, he'll go in and back out of it. Go in and let them fight and kill each other. But I am not going to get in the middle of it.
I don't blame him. However, he's had his share of being in the incidences, just not causing them. It's sometimes just unavoidable. But yeah, there he is in the 75.
Yeah, sometimes even real estate does seem to be pretty precious out there. And very hard to find at times. Let's rotate back up front to the battle here for 8th is Sean Britt.
Ooh.
First time I see him getting loose on his own here.
And Jackson Knock was right there to receive it.
Yep. As it looks like it goes ahead and jars his teeth out of his head there. Right now, Jackson Knock giving him a bite back down and dive into the turn. Full clear. Around Sean Britt as Knock moves up to 9th. Great view backside of the wall here. As
Better
Mason
than
Flagar,
Talladega.
Flagar has 8th, Knock 9th, Britt 10th. John Osborne starting to peek into the picture here. What do you say we take?
No. We just had somebody. Are they not? Yep, there's the caution.
Yellow flag, Curtis Yancey. I was just getting ready to rotate up to Benjamin Lacey, who was in trouble. Remember, he had the lead. Nickerson and Welch have now taken it away.
Yeah, he spun out. I saw the back end of him clip that wall hard.
Good Lord. Speaking of back end, see the front end looks good here? Ouch.
Yeah. Gotta love it.
Uh-huh.
Okay. You are cutting me no slack tonight, you know?
Oof. There's the 94. Well, I guess it could have gone worse. I mean, avoided 90% of it there. Why? 94 on the outside, though.
Yes.
Trying to see if Sikorsky actually makes contact. Had a lot of netcode problems lately here.
And right in that same position.
From iRacing. Look. Alright, there's the damage to the right rear.
Oh, man.
Yeah, give it to Yancey for saving it.
Yeah, please don't come back up. Jay says, just a love tap.
Huh. Alright. We are back under caution. LAT Racing Oil's definitely getting their plenty of shout outs here tonight. So I have gone ahead and sponsored a couple of races here with the Bandit Racing League. It is not as hard as it looks. All you got to do is talk to one of the admins, tell them which one, ask which ones are available. They'll let you know. As everything is passes YouTube guidelines. for us to broadcast it. And you can name it whatever you want. And we can go out here, race it, give me a commercial. We'll even play your commercial and get your business out there. A couple of extra drivers coming down in the pit is Kevin Foster.
Carter Phillips and Curtis Yancey.
Yep.
Now, Peter Murphy must be fixing something up because he's been down there for 3 minutes.
Yep. Looks like that vehicle kind of got mugged out there. And Peter Murphy actually might be our next driver heading back to the garage here. We're looking to see if he's able to come back, because that would give us 19th and 20th now have checked out here for the night. That being Ricky Hart and Peter Murphy.
Oh.
Yeah, it gives us 5 retirees on the night.
Okay. So like you say, so Peter Murphy checked out on lap 55 and Ricky Hart 56.
Yep. Yeah, rather unfortunate here. Peter Murphy spending 3 minutes in the box. Decided to call it. Ricky Hart spending 1:45 in the box. Decided to call it. So Curtis Yancey coming down into pits. Trying to hurry up here. Drivers getting ready to get back under green. Pace car lights should still be on. That means at least one more time back around. And we'll see a little bit of what we've got going on out here. For the race and see if they can undo something here. Good Lord.
Yep. Pace car lights are out. So this is the last race we have on this series with the Xfinity car. Next week at that sim track, Charlotte Motor Speedway 113, you're going to be looking at the Cup Series Next Gens for the next 3 races.
The next gens. All right.
What it says.
Yep.
Yep.
Now that's where we definitely turn to that rack and pinion steering out there. Definitely the different pinion angles those guys drive. The brakes change. The body changes.
Cool.
Yeah, a lot of changes. I think the biggest shift is when these guys leave the next gens back to the 87s.
Oh. Okay.
Because notice we've had more cautions in the Xfinities than we did in the first 3 races with the 87s combined.
Combined? Really?
Yeah, the 87s, they did very, very well out there in the 87s.
Till they hit Michigan.
Yeah, well, Michigan was a little bit of a messy one because I think there was some problem with the setup. All right, here we go. Back under green. Out in front, Nick Nickerson gets a great jump. He's able to slide up in front of Cody Welch. Benjamin Lacey sits 3rd. Paul Wilson to the outside. Right now. Ooh, boy, who is shuffling back there? Brandon Jackson. Something's happened here. He has gotten shuffled out of the run. I'm not quite sure what happened to the 99. He drops down, and now the 8th position. Knock is hanging on the 10th. As John Osborne dives in, almost makes contact with Brandon Jackson.
Yeah, I saw the 72 getting out of the way there. Dove down to the inside, and now he's up in 5th position.
Right now, look at Knock. Sitting there trying to squeeze John Osborne down on the bottom. Seems to work. Osborne now shuffling back to 10th. And now we're looking at the rear bumper of the Oxy machine.
Talk to me about Cody Welsh. He just lost 2 places in a matter of one turn.
Yeah, it might have been a bad turn here for Cody Welsh. Don't count him out, though. Well, we'll see him fight back. Enters the turn extremely low here.
Yes. Woof.
Well, he's making sure it's somebody else's problem to avoid him. Mason Flagar does.
He was on the rumble strips.
Yeah. Now he tries to make sure his Camaro does not get any damage. Flagar backs out of it, now is 5th. Now was 5th. Paul Wilson taking over now. Right now he's trying to get that Mustang up toward the front, currently sitting in the 6th spot. Who's shooting to the outside, Mason Flagar. Boy. Yeah, right now the 82, he entered that turn all wrong.
Oh, no.
And the number 8 of Kevin Foster involved there. Oh, and see, yeah, he can't see because of the hood.
Oh. My God. Yeah, that one was painful. These guys are hitting this wall like it's... Oh, no.
Can't see a thing.
You really, really can't. How... He must be driving out of the side window just to stay on the pavement. Now, what keeps him... Oh, excellent. What I was going to say, what keeps him from running into the back of the other fellas?
He's lucky that thing hadn't broken off.
And now he has a crew chief that's telling him 5 more boxes, 3 more boxes, something to that effect. So he has an idea where he's going.
Yeah, possibly.
Okay.
Jay out there saying, aren't they all teammates too? Be more specific. What do you mean?
Hooray for fast repairs. Look at that.
Yep.
He was able to save it all the way down
Right
here.
there. Look at Sean Britt. Sean Britt did the same thing.
Yikes. Oh. Foster.
I think this is the worst part. Bunk.
Oh. Yes, it was. I thought he was good to go. Just had the one. Nope. Had to check out the safer barrier.
Jay out there asking the 3 red cars. Actually, Paul Wilson and Kevin Foster. Yes, same team.
Is that the propane guys?
Yep.
Big
GFR.
red propane.
Yep. GFR, the Young Guns crew. There with Mason Flagar. That's who we're looking at currently.
Now, I thought I saw a Clutch Automotive fella.
Yep, we were sitting along top of Paul Wilson.
Okay.
Who may be out of fast repairs here. I think Kevin Foster just cashed his in. 44 Dawson Guza getting back out there.
All right. So that's our 15th and 16th place drivers.
Alrighty. Now, that's all right, Jay. Definitely a lot of drivers out there for the GFR team. So, Benjamin Lacey, Cody Welch, Kevin Foster, Marshall Crocker, Nick Nickerson, Paul Wilson, Ricky Hart, and Sean Britt currently are all sitting on that team here tonight. Now, I think some of them may just be tuned in out there. Just trying to work with each other. Couple things are coming down. see if that changes anything else. Now, Stella.
Yes?
Some took to pit. John Osborne came down, lap 64, fuel and go.
As well as Dawson Guzik, Kevin Foster. Oh, who's coming back in? And Mason Flager.
Yeah, I would assume they did not take any tires.
Not this time.
Well, just enough for the fast repair and get back out there so we don't go a lap down.
Oh, I saw somebody grab tires. Think it might have been Mason. After he got put back together.
All right, these two teammates out there of John Osborne and...
Wow, that was a tight crossing the line to get out of pit.
Yep, fuel and go. All right. Archel Crocker will be starting to the outside and Nick Nickerson.
He's got somebody rooting him on out there.
Oh, yeah.
Nick Van Heerden.
Huh.
Yes.
Just looking out there in the chat. That's why I was like, oh, dude.
Oh. That's Now, don't anybody say they have bad luck tonight. Because that's some bad luck.
Yep. But it happens. It definitely happens. Heck, it's even happened to me. I've been there. Doing right, you're practicing, and somebody black flags you, and you've been disqualified. You're saying, hey, buddy, what the heck? You know, I just...
Oh, no.
That's all right.
Oops.
Now, like I said, I don't care how many race control people you have. It's hard enough for one person. We've got two, and it's still almost impossible trying to wrangle up 20 to 25 drivers every week and try to make it still racy out there and make the right call.
Oh, yeah.
So, Nicole Krazel and Bradley Shin out there tonight, really hanging in there. I'd like to thank them one more time here. As Lady Chaos Racing kicking it off. Moving on back. Cody Welch is on the rollback.
Yeah,
and Jackson Knock.
Wow. That
Stay
will
out
be
of
the end of
boy.
his night. Because we know he's already used his fast repair. Oh, my heavens. If there's anything left of that car to repair.
Did you see that hit?
Yes, but what I want to see is what caused it.
Yeah, that thing has bent the frame.
Oh, yeah.
I think it was Cody Welch.
I do believe.
Yep. We are seeing some netcode issues here tonight. A lot of people are showing to be touching.
Not too impressed with Pocono. Did they have an update? I mean, I remember when Atlanta had the update, and that was just unbelievable. I mean, it was like half a car, and you'd see dents happen. Yeah. That's rough.
Back under caution here. A few guys are taking the pit, some changing their minds. Welch, one of them. Changed his mind, decided to go ahead and stay out onto the track. That's going to leave Nickerson, Britt, Welch, Jackson, Skorsky, Crockett, Dawson, Guzik, and John Osborne.
So now the big question there to me is, has he used all of his tires and there's no reason to come down? Or does he have a spare one sitting in the wings and he's counting on a last set for a late race caution?
Yeah, tough to say. Which driver are we asking about?
Welsh. Just looking that he has come down 3 times. Look at you. You have a cool little cheat sheet. Okay. So tell me, I'm looking at what? No, that's the length of what? Oh, there. Alrighty. So figure fuel and go on the first one and 2 sets of tires have been used. He's counting on the late race caution to have that last set of tires. Oh, that's a handy dandy little chart you got there.
Yep. And all the numbers you see off to the side are how many positions they've gained here tonight.
Up 15 from Marshall Crockett. No, Matt Crockett. Marshall Crocker. I still am doing that. I apologize, guys. Oh, Bill even said shows about a foot between them.
Yeah, we're definitely looking around that the safety net, looking toward the left front fender, and there was no touching. So, unfortunately, it just kind of messes up Jackson Knock here for his night.
Absolutely.
Yeah, Redmond out there saying for the past few months has been pretty bad on the iRacing service for netcode. I would say yes, it does seem like the parameters since the new damage model has come out seems to have widened some of the gaps out here. And you used to be able to race pretty close, make some nudging. I am noticing it's more in the trucks, the Xfinities, is where I'm seeing most of the problems. The next gens don't seem to be as bad. With guys racing side by side out there. Now, granted, it depends on the track, but right now, Pocono looking pretty rough here for netcode here tonight. And I think as close as these guys race, that actually makes it pretty difficult. You know, I mean, you want to sling around these guys. You want to have an opportunity to line yourself up for a pass or give the guy a little bit of a bump. But, you know.
And it just snags you.
Yep. Or you make contact when you shouldn't have. So, which that messes up their night as well. All right, Nick Nickerson, here we go. 23 to go. Nickerson is getting out front. Right now, already some wiggling here in the back. Notice, I think that's actually Dawson Guzik. I think is our driver doing the most movement there. Yeah, right now, number 44 Ford wiggling around a little bit there. As Curtis Yancey is starting to march back up to the front. Yancey now currently sitting in 7th. And it looks like he's going to see if he can put Matt Crockett in the rearview mirror. He does. Crockett, a little loose, costs him. Boy, not bad. Yancey's driving like his tires are on fire here. Not bad. Shooting to the inside. This will be Curtis Yancey getting top 5 spot as he's working his way up. Not bad. Matt Crockett trying to see if he can hold on as John Osborne passing for 7th. And Stella, I want you to keep in mind out there, Sean Britt is laying some of his fastest times down here this lap. Through that first section out there, 27:02. So we'll see how he does through section number 2. From the out of 2 to the finish line. And right now, his first half of the track has been on point here for Sean Britt. Let's see how that time looks. 28:68, so that gives him a last lap time of a 55:69.
Okay. Not his best of the night, but it is right up there.
Correct. So we'll see how some of this plays out. I do want to talk. I believe our infield car care center has finally released one of our drivers who ended up getting knocked out here of this race. And we'll see if we can tune into the 00 out there of Jackson Knock. Jackson Knock, you got a copy?
Yes, I do.
All right, man. Rough night here tonight for you. Talk to me a little bit about it. That netcode's looking pretty bad.
Yeah, man. Well, first it sucks to get right hooked into the wall 3 times in one race. Both times, like 99% not purposeful, but they still suck. And every single week I think I've gotten right hooked into the outside wall. Let's see, this is race 6, correct?
It is.
I've gotten right hooked 4 out of the 6 races.
Oh.
And I have gotten wrecked in every single weekend in a different way, in some accidental fashion. It's just been a real stream of bad luck. It seemed last year I had all the good luck on my side, able to get to the the championship without winning a single race. Almost won the championship without winning a race. Pretty crazy. And now we're doing quite the opposite. So we're I think next race is next gens.
Mm-hmm.
It
So,
is.
yeah, maybe our luck will turn around with the next gens. We'll see. Those are very kind of new to me because I don't really race them a lot. So those will be fun. Getting to learn those new cars and hopefully getting to learn those cars for myself. And maybe it'll be fun no matter where I finish when I'm in those cars.
Yeah, the difficulty level when you get to the next gens isn't too bad. I think it's the saving aspect that really kind of put a lot of people in their place. Sliding out of a turn, trying to recover, that vehicle will snap to the side and send you straight toward the wall.
Oh, yeah.
So, yeah, very, very difficult out there for these guys to, for anybody out there to really figure it out. I would say, and I'm hoping we'll talk to you not in the infield car care center here in the next few races. But I would love to get your input on which one, of the 3 would be your favorite. Is it the 87s, is it the Xfinities, or is it the next gens? And a lot of people are, I think it's going to be kind of a toss-up. I think everybody's going to be thinking the exact same thing, or not going to be thinking the exact same thing. Some are going to be pretty favorable older, and some will be thinking newer. But, Jackson, I want to talk to you a little bit more here about the Pocono race. What is the key to success here in being fast? I mean, obviously staying out of trouble is number one, but what does it take to work your way up to the front?
I mean, honestly, I made my way through the field like twice at this point. I was up front trying to battle. I think I was faster than I think I was top 3 speed at least. But I think really the key is I'm braking a lot, not later as in like my braking zone is later, but I'm trail braking a lot longer than everyone else, and then I'm slamming on the throttle. I think a lot of these guys are trail braking into the corner and then letting the car coast and then slowly getting back into the throttle, and then it gets kind of loose out of the corner. But if you just trail brake and then you kind of straighten the car up for the exit a lot more, you can just slam the throttle and you're running away clean with it. I was passing all sorts of cars on the inside, the outside, just by doing that same technique, and I was letting off a lot earlier than other people and just rolling into the corner, 10% brake, just barely trailing it, and it was working real well.
Wow.
Well, we'll see who is listening while they're driving to the broadcast.
Yeah, a couple things may need to change when they're definitely shuffling it up out there. We do have a battle here for second. Right before I let you go here, Jackson, we move on to Charlotte next week, man. I think you have some decent success, if I remember right, at that track. You know, how do we go from unfortunately finishing all the way down here in the 18th position to maybe battling for a top 3 spot next week?
Well, you know what? Pretty much every single track that we've raced this season, I usually get top 5s, top 7s at least. But obviously that hasn't been the case recently. And I think no matter what car we're in, I will have the pace to be up front. But like you said, avoiding trouble, that's going to be the biggest issue for me, because I just can't seem to do that this season. But as long as I can keep my nose clean, or I guess my right rear corner panel clean, I think we're going to do pretty good there.
All right, man. Shout out time, and we'll let you get back to your team.
10-4. Thank you. Have a good night.
All right, Jackson. Thanks, buddy.
He'll be back to get his shout-outs.
Yep. I don't doubt it. We'll definitely get them from him, but not currently. Right now, I do want to kind of hone in on John Osborne here. Looks at the number 78. Going to go ahead and definitely change his mind and let him keep pushing forward as Sean Britt is working backwards. Still no Toyotas here in the top 10. Edison Sikorsky just can't get that thing up there. Definitely was hoping for Brett Guzik. Stella, I know you, the holder of all...
No.
Yeah, Fords or Chevys win this race.
Oh, really? Okay, give me a minute.
Okay. I have 4 Chevrolets in the top 10, and the rest are Fords. And we have somebody coming down pit, Nick Nickerson and Sean Britt. Holy cow.
Really?
Yeah, I am not sure how Britt made that turn to get into pits. Let me take another look at that, and you guys will see what I'm saying here. Nickerson splits off the field, and look at the change. Oh!
Nicely done.
Boy, late checkup there. We'll see if Britt has to serve a penalty or if he's able to come out on time. 4 tires and down. All right, out he goes. Boy, that's going to kind of trip it up a little bit for our guys out here.
And it would be Chevys have won the most poles at Pocono.
What about the races? Currently have Brandon Jackson's Ford in the lead. Curtis Yancey's Chevrolet, Marshall Crocker's Chevrolet, and Cody Welch's Chevrolet. And we're followed by Fords almost to the top 10 there, as a few of our one Ford and one Chevy that had joined pit road already. And I still don't see any takers as of yet. And Bill out there saying he was at 55 miles an hour at the line.
Oh, nicely done.
Yep, bet you couldn't do it again. You might want to challenge him for it. Speaking of challenging, look at Curtis Yancey. Yancey
and
making the
it's still
slice.
Chevrolet. So, Chevy has the most wins in at Pocono.
All right, Brandon Jackson, Cody Welch coming on down. Ethan Sikorsky coming on down. So Curtis Yancey now will have the lead. Last time he pit was lap number 68.
Yeah, this would be almost too late even if we do get a late race caution. to come down and take advantage of those that last set of tires.
I agree. I think Marshall Crocker, who pit on lap 68 as well, is going to be looking for a win here. Right now to the outside through 3. Yancey rotates close to the side by side here to the line. It's going to go to Crocker. Crocker is fending him off, though, but starting to get a little bit more speed is Curtis Yancey. Looking to the side. Oh, Yancey has to back out. And not so fast as he reels him right back in. Sure, they would love a new set of tires. Currently hitting lap number 82 on these tires. Ooh.
Yeah. Oh, man.
Well, on the inside here, Marshall Crocker is actually shifting. I'm wondering if there's a tire problem here.
I don't know. Nick's very happy out there.
Yeah. Now, seeing that he is having a power shift and kick it down in the third to make some of these turns, this may be a telltale sign that they are battling through a set of very worn tires here.
Yeah. Well, now see, the way I look at it, Marshall Crocker probably has the newer tires, even though they both came down on lap 68, because Yancey's 68 was a fuel and go.
That it was. That it was. Look at Benjamin Lacey coming back into the play. Lacey would like to make a difference on this one, but as we come up to less than 10 laps left to go, when they cross the line.
He's counting on these two in the front taking themselves out. They keep playing it so tight.
Now, Yancey has been in a little bit of trouble here tonight. The biggest one to note out there was that lap number 56 mark. Where those guys were clinking and banging each other out there. Wow, Osborne having to make a quick shift there as Benjamin Lacey almost takes the nose off.
Bill's asking you a question out there regarding tires versus others. What we go off of is time usually.
Yep.
At least I do.
Yep. Yeah, that's the only way I can grab it is tires. Or is on the timing of the pit stop.
Okay. Cody Welch just set the track record on his last lap. 55.416.
Yeah, I would say he's always got a little extra in the tank out there.
But back in 13th, he's going to have a rocket fuel. Maybe the wings, too. To get back up in contention here.
Yep.
8 to go.
8 laps left to go. These guys are trying to hold on for dear life, hoping that they got enough fuel to make it to the end. Especially the ones that were sitting up front here.
Really think fuel's going to come into play?
Maybe. If a late race caution goes in, that's going to take everything and throw it right in the trash. Any strategies that have been played out there, it's not going to work. And speaking of getting to work here, Benjamin Lacey now on the bottom. Gets around Paul Wilson. Wilson now going to stare at the rear bumper.
Getting in that podium position. Oh, Jay. Just give him a Red Bull. It'll give him wings.
Yeah.
You know, I think he may be competing for my cornball award. At least he gets me. I appreciate that, Jay.
Yeah, some of these times they're running, the ones who just took tires down on lap 79 to 81 are still running about early 56s, high 55s. And our leader is running a 57.44. So already 2 seconds faster per lap.
Yeah.
If he can catch him.
Yeah, but the gap is 31 seconds. 2 seconds per lap times 6 laps. That ain't happening.
Nope. Right now, everybody's got their rally cap on, hoping Marshall Crocker can come away with a win here. Yancey slides down to the bottom. Trying to see if he can break the draft of Marshall Crocker. 6 laps left to go. Will they all be green? Oh, Crocker. Oh. Across the nose again. 5 to go. Crocker is hanging on the outside. Curtis Yancey wants to squeeze him up there. Might drive him a little deeper into the turn. Oh. Hear them both kick down there. Down into third gear, side by side. This is for the lead. Right now, Yancey is right in his door. Looks like Marshall Crocker will have it, but Yancey's still fighting back. I give it to the 51 machine if he's able to fend him off. But who is taking more tire wear here? And who will it affect more? Marshall Crocker has a full clear.
Ooh.
Yeah. Well, Bill's got a heck of an idea.
There it is.
Oh, dog.
Go. Wow. Well, Benjamin Lacey did not
Let up.
get the spoils out of that wreck.
Yep.
Wow.
Something tells me Mr. Yancey.
Is toast.
Dunskies. See how that goes. I think John Osborne as well. Osborne looks like he got tangled up in that.
Oh, man.
So our first green-white checkered will be this time.
When we come back? Okay. Oh. I'd say something broke on his car.
Yeah, I was rather annoyed. So, I guess we'll blame Bill this time, saying he may have blamed it on netcode. It did look like Benjamin Lacey was getting a heck of a run. It looked like he tried to make a block and got caught.
Goodness.
Yeah, Curtis Yancey.
There's 2 more hoods. I'm sorry.
Still rolling.
So, Mama Goose brings up a Ford, Jay. Brings up a point. So now we're in caution, and we've got some of these fellas jumping into the pits to get the new tires. Cody Welsh, we know, was picking it, is now sitting in 7th with those lap 81 tires. And Marshall Crocker, Paul Wilson, Mason Flagar. Oh, Flagar's even got older tires than 68. And Carter Phillips, the guys up front. Your top 5s are all in the 60s as far as their tire wear. This is going to be quite the shootout, I would venture to say.
Yeah, this is going to be crazy. I really enjoy the fact that some of them have held on to the tires till this point. Now you don't look silly for not taking tires the whole race. Kevin Foster going to be one of those guys trying to capitalize on this. Sean Britt did come down for looks like a splash and go. Not quite sure.
Oh, Jay was asking how many rolls was that? I thought it was how many hoods. It was 4 hoods. Oh my heavens. Yeah, it was 2 just in this wreck.
Yeah, interesting situation here. Right now, Marshall Crocker sitting only a
Right
few
where you
laps
want to be.
away from his possible win here in the Bandit Racing League. And we've always joked around that he has been the bridesmaid, but yet to be the bride. First person with new tires in striking distance is Nick Nickerson, currently sitting down in the 6th position.
All right. But can't count out Brandon Jackson in 7th with lap 81 tires. Cody Welsh, Ethan Sikorsky, both with 81 tires. I'd love to see all these ones that saved that last set. You were saying they wouldn't have enough, and they've made it work. Not pretty, but they've made it work. So we're going to go to our green-white checker. And hopefully we'll have a nice single shootout. And we definitely, again, want to thank Lady Chaos Racing, as well as Anchors Away 3D. They're at the Etsy store under Anchors Away 3D, and you can get all kinds of wonderful 3D printed items from that Etsy shop. So check them out. And thank you for sponsoring this race.
Yep. And hopefully many more to come. We do appreciate them signing on, and you guys subscribing here to our channel. That way you can chat along with us and watch the race for the final shootout here at the end, hopefully. No more cautions. But we are going to have a ready and waiting back half of the field. You see Cody Welch back there in that 4th row. He's going to be trying to shoot his way up to the front here. Have one more time around, and then we'll be under white flag. Here we go. Paul Wilson out in front. Wow, huge checkup hitting that turn.
Oh no.
Yeah, a lot of guys full sending it here. That's going to be Carter Phillips.
Oh, Lord. Oh, my goodness. Wow. Okay. I'm sorry.
Look at that left front tire.
It is stop dead. Oh, it's going again. Look at these guys having to ride with blinders on.
Yeah, that one's getting ready to break off here in a second.
You think that's what he's trying for? Go, Connor. So, we did not make it to white flag?
No.
Okay.
So we are going to redo it.
Yes, we are.
This time with a lot more cars with damage. And that doesn't look like Bob Berry can get that thing rolling right here, so we'll see how he does. I don't believe he has taken his fast repair yet this race.
All night, minding his own business, staying away from things. His paint's even giving up on him. His engine's all white.
I mean, look at the
mess
mash
up
up
here.
front here. Where Brandon Jackson is.
Jinx.
I mean,
Oh, my. Yeah. Who's getting squished? Mason? Yep.
what happens to the
Philip.
15?
Oh, he took a
Oh, he
serious...
got clipped.
Watch. Oh. Okay. And then crams into that wall. Boom, bada ding ding. Sorry, that one needed its own theme song.
Yeah, I think Sean
Whoa.
Britt actually escaped.
Oh, is it ride along worthy?
Yeah, maybe.
Look
See
at
if
this though. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. At least 7 cars got damaged from this. At least. Oh, he had an advantage being back a little further. Oh no, he did not. He was right in this mess. Oh, nicely done. Somebody's got the rabbit's foot out.
Sean Britt with that move moves himself up to the 5th spot.
So where did that actually start? I mean, was
What do you
that
mean,
with
like
the,
in the top
with
5?
with the 30? With I don't know, with the 99? I don't, just curious where. I don't want to say instigator because that has a negative connotation. Just trying to figure out what started that whole thing. I know they were like all bunched together in the shape of an arrow. Okay, the only one to me that's out of line right here is the number 30.
Let's see if I can find
Exactly.
something here.
But
Here I see
something's
there's trouble
happening
brewing in the back.
right behind him, yes. So diving down. Oh, but take a look. Who is this up front here? That checked up. And that caused some of this reaction too. 82? Wow. Yeah, that was a rough set of wrecks right there. So, but we'll be getting back under green soon with Marshall Crocker still out front, but followed by Quick Nick Nickerson and Brandon Jackson. Kevin Foster is still in the mix right now. He is in 4th, like you say, followed by Sean Britt in 5th place. So we're going to try that shootout one more time.
Yep. I would say here, Stella, looking at what we've got going on. Some of these guys are going to be short on fast repairs here, and I think the end is near.
Oh, well, heck. I don't need to be here. Bill Harkins has it all laid out for me out there in the chat.
Yep, I was going to tell you might want to go ahead and mention what he sees from the bird's eye view.
No kidding. That's why the red checked up. Okay, yep. 82 jumps the start and tries to give it up. 72 into the 30, 44 into the 15. Oh, gosh. Wow. Yep, that sounds about right. All right, Kelly. We're going to give the mojo here, right, to Kevin Foster sitting in 5th. She says, hammer down.
He's going to need to. Some of the fastest guys on the track are sitting in front of him. A driver who couldn't risk coming down was Marshall Crocker.
Yeah. We're all going to have to start singing God Save the Queen.
Pace car's off. And... wow.
Yes. Brandon Jackson taking inside lane, but quick.
Yeah, it looked like Nickerson actually beat Marshall Crocker to the line.
Oh, isn't that a no-no?
Yeah.
Oh, Brandon Jackson just got nudged again.
Yep, here it goes.
Come on, guys. 2.5 miles.
Yeah, I know Brandon Jackson. He's going to want a top 3 spot, and look how he works around Marshall Crocker.
Wow.
Goodbye. 78 machine trying to hold on to it here. And Kevin Foster battling for the lead. Here we go to the line. White flag is out. If that were it, Nickerson had it. 3 Fords occupy our podium positions. And we'll stick here with Foster. Foster wants to get just another angle here as Nickerson holds the outside. Turn exit speed has been going to our outside drivers, but Nickerson looking to switch them up here. Foster sitting right here, almost halfway through the lap of this 2.5-mile track. Sitting right on the edge here. Everybody getting nervous. Nickerson backing off. Huge wreck there in the back involving Cody Welch. Marshall Crocker involved as well. Benjamin Lacey caught up in it. We'll take a look back at it, but it isn't going to matter now. Kevin Foster is coming around the final turn. Checkered flag is out. Kevin Foster has got the win.
Wow.
Nick Nickerson last took tires on lap 79. Kevin Foster with the clutch move here on lap 90 took 4 tires.
Made one heck of a difference. He's had a rough night tonight, but has really managed to pull it out.
Great win here. You talk about Chevrolets coming in clutch here. All
1,
the
2,
ones
and
here
3.
tonight.
Ford. 1,
All
2, and
Fords.
3. Yep.
Not bad by Kevin.
Not at all. Boy, Marshall Crocker. Ended up down in 10th, it appears. Oops. Yes?
I thought for a moment there that was possibly a DQ. All right,
No.
let's see what happens to Marshall Crocker here and what goes on in the background. Ooh.
Oh.
Well, still, I'm
Yeah.
not happy with this replay. It looks terrible. Let's try to take a higher look.
Well, something happened because he's not even steering. His car was dead in the water. Oh my heavens.
Look at that.
6. All right. Wow.
That gave Bob Berry a top 5.
Okay. I was looking at all the ones that were up front, Benjamin Lacey, Cody Welch, see where they landed, and they're all out of the top 10.
Wow, awesome job by our drivers out there. A couple of drivers I'm missing there at the bottom. Nolan Gross and Eddie Haggy.
Yes.
A couple of our guys that were unable to complete this one. Awesome job. Yeah, that's pretty interesting to see Welch get kind of wiped out like that. Things happen. And I collected most of them there.
Yes, it did. I thought the one prior was bad.
Yeah. Yeah, that was definitely a nasty wreck here, guys. Checking to make sure everybody's all right down there in the infield car care center before we try to reel some of these guys in. Alrighty. Awesome, awesome. All right, Stella, what do you say we try to run these guys down?
All right, can we do? We can do.
One more time.
Yeah, no.
All right, well, definitely an interesting race. I love seeing what these guys have the opportunity to do and how they're able to kind of cut away and make it work. But that just, some of it, I got to admit, some of it didn't make it. So that's going to do it. Race finish is under review. Okay. Okay.
So
Finish
that's
of the
why
race is
they're
under review.
hanging out in race control.
Maybe having a finish order. I don't think the finish order will be our 1, 2, 3. That should be pretty clear cut and dry here.
Okay.
So. I'll definitely hang in there and see what causes it. Guys, hang in there and be right back.
Looking to add a new element to your space? Check out Anchors Away 3D Printing, this week's sponsor of the Bandit Racing League. Based out of Kansas, they craft necklace holders, custom shelving, and more, as well as doing custom commissions to create whatever you can imagine. If you're a Bandit fan in need of a new custom stand to keep your makeup palettes, then Anchors Away is the place to go. Check out these pieces and more at their Etsy page linked below. For those Bandit viewers in need of a cool custom 3D design, check out Anchors Away 3D Printing.
LAT Racing Oils is invested in winning. With industry-leading at-track support, superior engineering, blending technology, and the World Championships to prove it, LAT is your premier choice for racing lubricants. Used by NHRA Pro Mod champions Jose Gonzalez and Chris Thorne, along with their closest competitors, LAT Racing Oil continues to carry top-level racers to the winner's circle in all categories of competition. From engine oil to transmission fluid and gear oil, LAT has you covered from end to end in your race car. A nationwide dealer network means easy access to our products as well. Visit LATRacingOils.com for more.
Alrighty, everybody. We are catching up with our third place finisher here. of Brandon Jackson. Tough race here tonight, man, in the number 99. Talk to me about this race, and first, let's start with where the race did not go quite as planned, starting on lap 16.
Oh man, that was I don't even know how to call it. That was I haven't looked at the replay, so I'm not sure. From what I was hearing, upset me a lot at the time, and what I saw in my mirror really upset me. I don't know how you just gas it on the entry to a flat corner and you just completely run over the guy in front of you. But, from what I heard, he had issues all race. But we're not going to talk about that. But I do apologize for what I did under yellow. So I shouldn't have did that. Kind of lost it there for a split second. Didn't touch him. Didn't do anything bad. But, I just, wanted to show him the damage on my race car that he kind of caused.
Yeah.
Oh,
we saw you
okay.
pull up to the side, and we figured you were kind of yelling through the netting there, what you thought about him, which made it very, very difficult out there, man. But Pocono seemed to trip a lot of guys up here tonight, and I would say a lot of it started when we started putting tires on the car. I mean, did you notice any difference from the worn-out ones to once we put something new?
Yeah. Coming off of decently used tires onto a fresh set was a bit of the grip was there, but the first few laps was you were kind of got to be careful because you had the grip, but then at the same time, if you overdrove it or you hit these bumps in the center of these corners, man, you're gonna lose the rear end a little bit, or you're gonna slide for what seems like forever. But for me, I was really comfortable on old tires. That's when I made most of my passes. And until we had to pit, I think me and Nick had to pit. I was walking my way through the field trying to get up to the front before we started that last pit cycle, and then things kind of didn't play out the way I thought it would. I was kind of hoping we would pit or caution would come out right before we had to pit under the green flag, and then we kind of were on an island by ourselves, and then I don't know. I mean, a lot happened, but the tires, for me personally, I was a lot better on old tires than I was on fresh tires because I just, I trusted the car had the grip, but I just didn't. I struggled in turn two. That's where I lost all my time on new tires, was just turn two. I just could not figure it out on new tires.
Man, we dive into the bottom, tried to ride high. Guys made contact with the wall out here. Very, very difficult. But how does a track like this? I mean, we hop out of the Xfinities. We've had our fun, but now we're back into the next gens. Some guys have some experience with the car. How often have you been in those cars?
I've been in those cars a good amount of seat time, but man, that car, you step over the line, it's gonna exaggerate the problem you're already having. So you really gotta understand, how that car drives, and man, if you get out of shape, you better have quick hands to catch it. Because if you lose the back end and you try to correct it by a big margin, you're either gonna smoke the guy on the outside of you, or you're gonna go head on into the wall like a few cars did tonight. Um, Speaking of that, I am so sorry, Jackson Knack. I did not mean to right rear you and send you into the fence and probably saw God for a tenth of a second. I'm sorry, buddy. That is on me. We were kind of racing hard going in three, and then he had that happen. And then he had it happen in front of me. He got right reared again going in turn three, so I feel bad for him. He had a bit of a rough race, more than I did. But yeah, the next gens are going to be really fun. I think they're a lot more durable, so we can unfortunately kind of beat and bang a little bit more, but at the same time, yeah, man, that car will exaggerate the problems you're having if you don't know what to expect or how to feel it.
Yeah, well, we head into Charlotte, which is a difficult track in itself. Some of those guys come down and knock the edge of that grass, and unfortunately it does sling them toward the top of the track. So not only do we run into Charlotte, we run into the next gens, and you're going to be in both of them. Confidence level leaving a third place finish like tonight. as one of our Fords and moving into Charlotte.
I love Charlotte. Charlotte's one of probably my best tracks on the calendar, other than Homestead. So I'm looking very much forward to Charlotte. I have a lot of seat time there. Next gens, man, I'm still kind of in the middle on the next gens. You know, I'm comfortable in it to race around and drive fast, but you know, there's just certain things in the next gen car that make me not scared of it, but kind of worried. A little bit more on the cautious side, so I don't cause any issues. But man, hopefully, you know, we get a little bit better racing. I know tonight was something to witness, but we got to the end at some point. Just hopefully, you know, it gets a lot better. A lot more people probably have a little bit more experience in that car over they do now. And then, you know, we can put on a good show at Charlotte, which is a really good fun racetrack for those cars.
Yeah, and especially since it's a free track that iRacing gives to you right at the beginning. You remember the street stocks.
I remember them so well. Street stocks at Charlotte in USA.
Oh, boy. All right, Brandon Jackson, go ahead and give me a shout-outs here, buddy, and let's get you ready for that track.
All right, just shout out the league, man. We took the week off. Hope everybody enjoyed and had a very safe Halloween last week. And, you know, shout out everybody. Shout out you guys for putting on a fantastic show. You know, us as drivers may make your jobs a lot harder these last couple races, but we do appreciate what you guys do behind the scenes and put on the good show for everybody watching. Everybody that's came out to enjoy, you know, that's out there chatting. People that are in my Twitch chat, you know, appreciate everybody watching. You know, we do this for each other, and then we do this for you guys as well. So we want to keep putting that on, and hopefully we continue to move this league forward and grow your support as well. Really, I don't have much other than that. I love everybody. You may not like me after some of the racing I did tonight, but I'm sorry. The 99 is just that kind of a guy, unfortunately. And
Well, this kind of a guy happens to have come in second this evening.
oh,
have-
so that's
We'll
official.
have a bit more of a explanation at the end, but yep, you have been promoted as we speak to a second place finisher. And thank you for the shout outs. And we're going to talk to Connor Gibson, who is now in the third place podium position.
All right, Brandon, good luck to you, buddy.
Good luck, guys. Thank you.
Okay, so Connor Gibson ended up being third.
That's correct.
Okay, well, we'll definitely try to reel in the 31 Chevrolet here. Connor, this race,
Hello.
man, little switch up here at the end.
It was a race. I don't know what else to say. It was a lot of fun. It was just like it seemed like a lot of the incidents were net code, and there was a lot going on. It was an overwhelming race.
Yeah, there were a couple of times you got tangled up out there. I know one of them you made it clear, and I think the car came down and still smacked the right rear of your car. Did that affect you at all tonight?
No, it didn't actually. That gave me like 20 seconds of optional, but then the interesting one was like the lap 93, I think it was, when the hood popped up in my face. That was a first. That was a lot of fun trying to drive around under caution.
We had
The hood-
quite a few hoods up in faces. this
Yeah, I know.
evening.
I don't know what was going on with that.
We're gonna just fictionally call it the Pocono Peekaboo or something. you
Yeah,
know?
I like that.
Yeah. The new damage model, everybody's seeming to enjoy it. Others not so much. You drive the 31 Good Wrench car. Is there any meaning behind it here?
Honestly, no. I was just my creative juices weren't flowing when I was getting a paint scheme, so I just hopped on trading paints and found this. So credit to whoever designed that car. They did a good job.
Bro, it looks like Dale Earnhardt's, and then you stuck a 1 behind it.
Yep, exactly. That's what I was going for.
Awesome.
The budget Dale Earnhardt.
All right. Well, budget fixed though, but a track that normally doesn't seem to hold any money back is Charlotte, seeing how much they're open, how many venues they've got going on. But we end up going there next week to Charlotte Motor Speedway. Man, oh man. Yep. 4 turns. We got a tunnel turn across the front, almost a double dog leg. I mean, How confident you feeling heading into there?
I like my chances there. The next gen is always a wild card, and I mean that dog leg and the tri-oval, sorry, it is always a curveball with the way the grass jags out. Get a lot of guys, a lot of crashes through there, so it should be an interesting one.
All right, shout out time.
Shout out to you guys for the good broadcast, and shout out to everyone who makes this league happen. It's always a lot of fun every week. And shout out to friends, family, that stuff that that I'll get to watch this.
All right, man. We'll definitely see how all this plays out at the end. I know. I think this one was probably a surprise to you, but definitely a good points night, especially here at the end.
Yes, absolutely. I'll take it.
All right, Connor. Good luck to you, man, and hopefully we'll talk to you in the victory lane here. So hopefully soon.
Hopefully.
Take it easy, Connor.
You too.
All righty. That's gonna go ahead, and Stella, you got a drum roll for me?
No.
No drum roll?
No.
All right. Well, who we thought was originally the winner was Kevin Foster. I believe actually joining here is Bill Harkins representing the RC race control up there. Somebody tell me what in the world is going on up there, Bill.
So iRacing has this funky deal that after the leader has crossed the start-finish line, you're supposed to do a completed lap around. And that's for the entire field, not just the leader. So everybody has to come around or has to get to pit road. Like maybe you want to say, screw it, I'm not making that additional lap. So you just dive in, whatever. Well, three years ago, we had the same scenario happen to Nick, where Nick was whipping the car around, celebrating, going the wrong direction, but yet Brett wasn't off the racetrack yet. So in today's race, we had Kevin go down the straightaway. He went a full lap, but he went around down the straightaway again, and then flipped his car around and started moving the other direction, and he got disqualified. Yeah. Going back and watching the replay, we actually had 4 cars, of which one of those, and don't quote me on this because everything's happening so fast, 1 or 2 of those cars were actually still in the process of moving around, and then were not involved in that wreck. So iRacing is thinking that they're an active car on track. So it disqualifies. So, in the interest of being consistent, and we've had some very heavy discussions in the league lately about how inconsistent we've been on our calls, we decided that we got to stay consistent. It happened to Nick. So unfortunately, we had to do it with Kevin also. And I put a thing in the admin chat tonight telling them, guys, this is the second time we've had this happen in 3 years or 3 seasons. So if we want to fix this, let's put a provision in there now, from this point forward. If something like this happens, we'll review it. And as long as there was no safety infraction, we'll go ahead and change that order. But as of right now, we have to stay consistent. We have to stay with what we've done in the past.
Holy cow.
Yeah.
If you think about it, I believe you were broadcasting for us when we had the whole incident with the 72 car getting disqualified because he went down pit road. And then there was a bunch of black flags cleared, which caused a whole bunch of misscoring or whatever. Marshall was declared the winner because he was the first car to not hit pit road. And I would have finished second that race, which would have been my best finish ever. But in that one, you had a person in I can't say non-admin. Admins are allowed to clear, but not during the race. They cannot actively clear any flags during the race. That is what race control's for. So we had an admin do an all clear, which is what screwed up the whole scoring loop.
Oh.
So that one, we can legit go back and say, okay, we can clear that. We can fix that. So Mason eventually got awarded the win. We had to go in and adjust the points and so on and so forth. This race was not fun.
Wow.
Yeah.
All right. Well, you guys have been definitely busy up there, so I know Kelly out there in the chat not gonna be too happy that Kevin Foster, so close but yet so far away now.
Believe me, Kevin has been with me since day one, and it hurts a little bit more to do this to Kevin than it would be to do it to myself. Just because of, the long running relationship. And I know how hard Kevin really works for these wins and what the wins mean to him. Kevin is a true competitor, inside and out. So it really bums me to have to make a call like this. But unfortunately I have to stick behind my race control, who, they are the ones who ultimately made the decision. I'm just supporting them and representing them at this point.
Wow.
Kelly, thank you. Sorry. We'll make it up to you.
Bill, last question. What does this do for our points?
So Kevin's, I think, is scored in 13th. So obviously, he loses the first place points. So we'll take a hit on the points. Luckily we don't have the win in your in scenario, because then that would be a big,
Oh yeah.
hit.
Right.
So if there's any good out of this, it's the fact that the win in you're in is not something that you have to do. So unfortunately.
Holy cow. Yeah, but hey, man, you got a lot of strong drivers out here, and it's hard to get them. And then when you beat them, then you get an infraction, and it's
It's terrible.
All right, Bill.
Absolutely terrible.
Appreciate the update, buddy, and hopefully we can figure out how to get Kevin back in winner's circle again. Maybe a little less camera time, eh?
We'll be back there, and I I know Kevin's going to take this hard. And it's gonna hurt, but Kevin will be back there, and Kevin will be in the contention for the championship. So we'll dust him off and pick him back up.
All righty, Bill. Appreciate you hanging out in RC here tonight, making sure everything is the way it's supposed to be, and and an extra set of eyes up there. And hopefully we'll see you back on the track soon.
It wasn't fun. The next time I'll have a cold 6-pack sitting here, and every caution I'm just going to down one.
Yeah, there you go.
Wow.
That'll help the decision making.
I'm thinking Charlotte.
Oh yeah, Charlotte. Ooh, yikes.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks, Bill.
Yep, thank you.
All right,
Well,
everybody.
we
That
need
moves
to
us
find
to
our Nick Nickerson before he goes to bed.
yeah, which I think he might be just as surprised as we are. Nick, hey buddy. Well,
how's it going?
We're push out one car and wheel in another. So apparently you are the winner here tonight.
Heck yeah. I mean, don't feel too bad because this exact same thing happened to me a couple seasons ago at this same track, just in the truck. So it feels like a
Same
little bit of
track?
redemption. Same track, same exact
Oh.
scenario. Celebrating too early.
Wow.
Sucks that happened to Kevin. Kevin's my buddy, and he definitely deserved that. He had the winning strategy there. We'll just have to talk as a league and maybe think about changing the rule on that, because it does suck. Because as the driver, like, there's no way of knowing that there's one guy just kind of riding the wall on the inside and never technically finished the race. Just iRacing doesn't tell you that the race is officially over or not. So right, and you win, you want to celebrate, So that's just
Right.
what happens, and it's unfortunate that it's happened a couple times. Somebody that's just ringing around the bottom of the track with a busted up car instead of towing is kind of unfortunate, but happens. It sucks, but we'll try to make it better for the next time it happens.
Yeah, I would think that the iRacing thing would say, "Congratulations, you won the race," or something like that. And
It
at
does.
that point, well, then you should be
Yeah.
free to rock and roll.
So, I mean, the race technically is still going on, right? There's like cars that are getting to the finish line. That's why, like, as a leader, like, you want to make one full complete lap around. So, however, when we drove around that like cool down lap, we didn't notice that there was a car on the inside wall, like smoking. And that car technically hasn't finished the race yet. So when you start spinning around, iRacing thinks that you're driving recklessly and DQs you.
Yes. Oh, nasty.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well,
I know, it sucks.
Still, let me tell you, that car that was down there smoking, I guarantee you that's going to be the person everybody's going to have their eyes on. Saying,
Aw.
buddy, you messed
Yeah.
up. All right, Nick. Well, regardless, man, you come away with a win here at Pocono. Tough race it was here tonight, and especially with tire strategy calls.
Yeah, honestly, like I was feeling pretty good there for a while, and I got behind a couple cars, started chewing my tires up before I got back to the lead. And then I made kind of like a gutsy call at the end to stay out, thinking that maybe there'd be another yellow. And there wasn't a yellow quite when I wanted it to be, but it came out, and somehow I ended up back into the front. I guess a bunch of guys just didn't have enough fuel to make it to the end, or didn't have enough fuel for green-white checkers, and a bunch of people pit, got up to like 4th place, and it was gone after that.
Man,
Except for Kevin. Kevin had his fresh tires, and I couldn't hold off fresh tires, and that was a call for sure. But all in all, it was a fun race from my perspective. I know it was a little chaotic in the back. It always is, especially like this track turn 1. It's like very one-lined going in because there's these gigantic bumps that basically in the second groove and higher. So you have to enter like on the bottom groove. If you try to take it on the outside, you're just gonna bump all the way up into the wall, and it was difficult. But that's why Cody and I got into it a couple times, because they got 2 cars trying to occupy the same space in the center of the corner, and yeah, it was a little wild, it's chaotic. But we're going to Charlotte next week. That should be a little bit cleaner, a little more fun, couple different grooves to run. So yeah, man.
Get excited about Charlotte. Nick, we've taken up enough of your time here, buddy. Go and give me your shout-outs.
Appreciate it. Yeah, so Big Red, Propane, Ultimate Towing, Clutch Automotive, Sueno Diazzo, Advanced Auto Parts, Bill, all the admins, everybody that participates in this league, man, and I appreciate you guys putting on this broadcast.
All righty, Nick Nickerson, congratulations on the win here, buddy. And
Appreciate it.
We'll see what you can do at Charlotte.
All right, man, take care. Bye, Stella.
Bye.
All right, Nick Nickerson coming in winner circle here. What a race this was here at the end. Appreciate you guys for sticking around. This is definitely an oddball one, especially right there at the end. But that's it for us here at Pocono for the Anchors Away 3D printing store. Guys, check them out on Etsy. I'm telling you, some of the things I've been seeing this guy does, I might try to keep this guy rather busy. He's got a lot of things to do, especially for me here on this side. Stella, anything left to add?
No, can't wait for Charlotte next week, though.
All righty. Charlotte it is. And definitely expect to see a lot of people coming out of the woodwork trying their hand here at the Bandit Racing League. It's not too late to join. You can come out here to the Bandit Racing League and try to try your hand and see if you can run these guys. I know we've got a couple of guys out here, I think around a B or a C license. Any iRating will count. You can get your butt out here and give these guys a run. But that's going to do it with us for Simtrax Broadcasting, bring you the Bandit Racing League. Be well, be safe, be kind, and we'll see all you guys next time.